Hello, my name is Genevieve Westerman, and this is the Between Classes podcast. Today we have an aviation major. He's a junior here at SDSU, Ethan Bernard. Ethan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and your experience here at SDSU so far?
Yeah, so I'm from Council Bluffs, Iowa, which is just across the river from Omaha, Nebraska. It's about 3.5 hours from here. Somehow I found myself up here at South Dakota State and kind of fell into the aviation program.
Really? Okay, so you're from Iowa, Council Bluffs, and then what drew you to South Dakota then? Was there anything specific or?
Yeah, so I took a lot of visits around the bigger colleges down around Iowa, like Iowa State or Iowa, and those were just kind of overwhelmingly big. Then I decided to come up here and take a look around and really enjoyed it. I like the size of the campus, and to be quite honest with you, hunting and fishing up here is great, and that was a big factor in deciding.
Hunting and fishing then, so did you ever intend to go into like wildlife and fisheries then, or was there anything before aviation besides that, or were you just kind of deciding to keep that as a hobby and kind of find programs here that fit you better?
Yeah, so initially I was actually in biology for a major. I was going for pre-vet.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I was going to be a large animal vet, and my freshman year I took all those classes and really did not enjoy it.
It's kind of a paradox. I mean, you wanted to be a vet, but you also liked hunting,
Right,
don't you think? Okay,
absolutely,
that's fair.
yeah.
It's a balance of things.
Right. And then I kind of shopped around a little bit and found out that we have an aviation program here and just kind of dived into it, and I've been loving it ever since.
So you didn't know we had an aviation program prior. Was there a certain person or a certain avenue that kind of led you that way, or did you just kind of find it on your own means?
Well, so my neighbor in Pearson Hall, he was in the aviation program, and he had just kind of mentioned it. I was like, well, dang, that sounds pretty cool. Might as well give it a shot.
A couple of things. First off, the aviation program, from what I've heard from people involved, it's pretty extensive. How did COVID kind of impact your track on that program in combination to a switch in major? Was that stressful for you, or did you have to kind of rebalance, or did you ever have any doubts about it, or what were your thoughts there?
Yeah, it was really weird diving into this whole aviation gig while all this COVID stuff was going around, especially with, you're in a plane, you're in tight quarters, and you have to follow the rules and, mask up and whatnot and things. It was harder to meet with instructors or professors to, kind of go over some of the content. And first it was pretty tricky, but now that that's kind of passed, things have been a lot better.
So where do you see yourself then? Do you want to kind of continue down the aviation path in relationship to SDSU, or do you want to be an instructor at all, or what's your future look like in that facet of things?
Yeah, so I'm going to continue with the program and go through my ratings, get my instructor ratings, build some time, and then I actually plan on moving over to the spraying side of aviation, so spraying crops and in a little tail dragger and just kind of that kind of thing.
What did the opportunities look like in that career field for you here?
Yeah, so I work at Wild Air at the airport. We have a hangar over there, and just got done with my first season loading for them, and we were spraying all summer, and I kind of fell into that too. Heard about a job there, needed a summer job, worked there, ended up loving it, and kind of where my path is going right now.
So you'd say you're passionate about it then? Would you say that you're just in love with the program and with the career field?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's everybody, all the instructors are waiting to help you.
Is it a pretty close-knit group in the aviation program over there? Is that how you made a lot of your friends here?
Yeah, so kind of at the airport, the environment is everybody helps everybody. There's plenty of studying opportunities with flight instructors, especially those who are training to become flight instructors. They hold free study sessions with them. You can go talk to them almost whenever because it helps them too. And there's just a lot of support all the way around.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I feel like I again wouldn't imagine that it'd be a very close-knit group of people because it seems like such a competitive environment in the aviation program for you. But what is it like on campus here? I mean, I'm assuming you're not living on campus anymore, but what is it like for you when you come back to campus? What do you feel like? Is it still pretty welcoming? Is it new? What are you involved in here?
Yeah, so even though I'm not on campus too often besides class, there's always a good chance that I see a friendly face or, kind of an excuse to go get some Chick-fil-A.
No, I'm right there with you. I am definitely a Chick-fil-A connoisseur as well. Personally, one of my favorite parts of SDSU and their campus, in addition to the ice cream that we have here. Do you have a favorite ice cream at all? Or?
I think my favorite ice cream that I've had here is the maple bacon ice cream that we had at Culture Crawl this last week.
Okay, so you did go to the Culture Crawl?
I did. It was a good time.
Did you like it then? It was good.
I enjoyed it. It was a good event.
Yeah, SDSU's got all sorts of activities like that. Do you take advantage of those, or how do you kind of stay up to date with those activities?
Yeah, I like to, when I know they're going on, I like to, go see what they're about with my friends, and it normally ends up being pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's always a good time. I feel like we know how to have a good time here at SDSU for sure. I think a lot of kids can empathize with changing majors and looking at college as something that's really scary rather than something that can be super entertaining and fun and exciting. For you personally, especially coming from a different state into a whole new city, what was, I guess, the most challenging part of college for you?
You get to college right out of high school. You've been living with your parents and going to high school, and you're just kind of on your own. You got to feed yourself. You got to water yourself.
That's a huge challenge. I mean, I'm lucky enough to not have to worry about having to drive to Chick-fil-A. I'm still a walking distance away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's definitely, that independence factor seems challenging.
Right.
What about then, aside from having to make the occasional Walmart run, would you have to flip that coin, and then what would be the best part of college for you, or like the most exciting thing, something that if you were talking to your past self or an upcoming freshman or something like that, what would be the most exciting piece of advice that you'd give them about SDSU or college in general?
I would just say that you're exposed to a lot of new things, a lot of new people. You kind of get to find out where you want to go in life, and you have every opportunity to do so. And it's pretty exciting when you think about the rest of your life when you're at college.
So would you say that like the mantras are true, when you're in high school and your counselors, your parents are telling you that, the world is your oyster, or life's what you make of it? Would you say that all of those cheesy phrases are pretty accurate?
I'd say those cheesy phrases are pretty accurate, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you make it in college.
I think that's fair. So then I guess you've heard it here firsthand from a future pilot, crop duster, plane connoisseur. Listen to all those corny phrases that you hear back at home, whether you're in college, coming to college, or transferring here to SDSU. When you're on campus here, it is what you make of it, and the world is never anything less than your oyster. So thank you so much for coming on here today, Ethan, and talking to us about everything, and appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.